I've decided I'm taking Legend of the Five Rings. It's mine now. Sorry, Asmodee and Edge Studio. You're going to have to do as I say. But don't worry, I won't steer this ship wrong. I'm here to make you great. We're heading towards the future. If you're new to the channel, Legend of the Five Rings is a fantasy samurai world filled with magic and different warring clans based on animals. Even though it's mainly based on feudal Japan, each one of these clans has their own subculture way of doing things. And it makes it a very rich and inviting world. This world has been featured in card games, board games, novels, and role-playing games. But where is it going to go next? First, let's take stock of what's coming up. Sure, we got some more RPG stuff and novels, which is great. Expanding the world of samurai and magic, adding characters people can be fans of, all this is wonderful. But what's this over here? A strategy video game named Shadow Veil, and a miniature game called Clan War. Doubling down a bit on the strategy simulator, are we? Look, I think it's far past time we got a Legend of the Five Rings video game. Personally, I would rather have a story-based role-playing game, but I'll take a strategy game. I'm not yet sold on the miniature game. It's really not my scene, but I'll trust you guys know what you're doing. But isn't this stuff a bit for the boys? I know gendering things is a bit controversial these days. People can love what they love regardless of what's between their legs. But everyone still knows that boys and girls generally like specific things in our culture and can be catered to. And I think Legend of the Five Rings is missing something for a specific demographic. When I was a teenager in the 90s playing Dungeons & Dragons, you certainly got a sense that it was a boys' club. Not many girls were into the hobby. And that changed when Vampire the Masquerade burst onto the scene, capitalizing on Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire. And that brought romance to the gaming table. Legend of the Five Rings never shied away from that in the past, also making room for romance, high drama, and politics that spoke to the fairer gender. When you have part of your game revolve around flower arranging so much that you can send messages via shrubberies, you're going to get some women at your table. And when you get more women at your table, the guys are going to come too. One of the biggest reasons I kept coming to L5R games was all the women there that I could RP with, connect with. Yes, for relationships, You think a nerdy guy like me is going to sit out games filled with women who share the same passion I do? So, I got some interesting X's out of the deal. But I also got some great friends too. That's life. And it's amazing that Legend of the Five Rings was part of it. I want to show you something here. This is Love Letter, Legend of the Five Rings edition. It's a card game about trying to get a letter to a princess, telling her your intense feelings for her. Of course, you can't give it to her directly, but instead, you have to go through the courtly system of advisors and dignitaries. And you better believe there are other suitors out there as well. Whoever can get the ear of the highest ranking official makes sure that their letter is the only one the princess sees. This game is quick, fun, and brilliant. Everything Legend of the Five Rings really isn't nowadays. And it also has that appeal to women that's sorely lacking. So now we know what Legend of the Five Rings needs to do. So how about we start small? A Legend of the Five Rings dating sim where you can romance all sorts of heartthrobs from the different clans. How about a guide to Rokugan fashion book? Cosplay used to be a huge scene, and a book like that could go a long way to reigniting it. Or make a raunchy romance novel. Have it be extremely problematic, just like most romance novels. You want the controversy. You already have a hot romance of Hotaru and Kachiko to build off of in the story, in the canon already. And if any of you think this is pandering to women, let me point out that Shadow Veil is a war game featuring He-Men and big muscle mommies. This isn't a bad thing. It's good to reach out to all sorts of people and make new fans. I want to leave you with this. I appreciate women at my game table. I really care about those friendships that I make with them. I've grown from that horny boy I used to be through the lens of Legend of the Five Rings, a game about honor and respect. This was made for me by one of those friends I made along the way. She poured her passion into Legend of the Five Rings. Don't forget them. Thanks to my patrons for supporting the channel, especially this last month where I kind of fell off the map with some personal time. I really appreciate your continued support. But also, thanks to everyone for just watching and following this channel. I really enjoy spending time with you talking about role-playing games, so let's do it again. I want to know what you want from Legend of the Five Rings, or your favorite role-playing game, and the comment section seems perfect for that. But in the meantime, go roll some dice.